JamiaTV, Beacon for the Nation. This program is suitable for general viewing.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A very good evening. My name is Faisal Qasim and welcome to Live Real Talk right here on JamiaTV at the epicenter of Kenya's capital. I'm talking about Nairobi CBD. And my name is Faisal Qasim and this is one show that you like every Thursday from 8:15 to 9 p.m. talking about issues that are affecting you on a day-to-day life. Basically lifestyle issues from governance to politics, to education, to security, diplomacy, to mention but a few. This is where you get it nice, you get it raw, you get it live, you get it real, and we're having interesting and amazing conversations week in, week out. And tonight I'm joined by an amazing gentleman, a great gentleman, Brian Omondi, and we are here to discuss yet another important topic that is affecting every single human being in everything that you do from one day to day life. We're talking about education. This is a very important aspect. And Brian is joining us to talk about opportunities to study abroad. So I'm going to ask you to sit tight, tell a friend to tell a friend, and let's get this conversation off the ground. Brian, good evening, brother.
Good evening. How are you?
Uko salama?
Niko salama.
Karibu sana JamiaTV.
Asante.
Yes.
Yes.
Brian, maybe you tell us a little bit about your organization and what exactly do you guys do?
Yeah, thank you so much. I would like to start by introducing my name. I'm Brian Omondi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the director of GC, Study and Work Consulting Limited.
Yeah.
We have been in operation now for 3 years. We are based in Mombasa, Aga Khan Doctors Plaza. Yes.
Great. So what exactly do you guys do?
Yeah, we do student recruitment to go and study abroad. So where we start from the admission guidance, we guide students on courses that which are more important and more marketable. Then we assist them towards the admission process, visa application, and also now after visa application, then we connect them with the university.
So how do you pick which is a marketable course, which is not a marketable course, and then how do you go about the whole process?
The marketable course right now, as you can see, if you are outside health, and also you are outside the technology, and also the added skills, then I think
you're missing out.
You are missing out.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I talk about technology, right now you are seeing we are in the AI, generative AI, and this is a big thing in the near future. We are also in health. You know, something like health, registered nurses, doctors, physicians. These are courses that cannot be washed away by technology. But when you go to other courses, these are easily being washed away with technology. Yeah.
So then, Kalisa, you also do career consultancy?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so that's the first step?
Yeah.
Career consultancy. Yeah. And Brian, why would you consider abroad vis-a-vis the local institutions? We saw as late as yesterday, the president granted a charter to yet another local university. And some universities here, I think, they have not even reached their potential. They have not even reached their maximum. So why would you consider abroad vis-a-vis empowering the local institutions?
First of all, let's talk about the local. I studied in one of the local universities, and the experience that I have gotten from local university is not that bad, but there are those experiences that we are able to see. For example, our universities are lacking funds, and sometimes lecturers are coming to classes when they are not more motivated. So the students are only being taught to pass exam, not to gain the knowledge. Like right now, there's a time when we are having a conversation. I've forgotten the body that is in charge of. I've forgotten the body, but they were saying that the universities are offering half-baked students simply because of how the government have blocked their ears on funding the universities. You know, if you check the universities abroad, they highly invest in research. If I may ask, which university in Kenya has highly invested in research, apart from Jomo Kenyatta University?
Yeah, that's what it says. Yeah, we have Jomo Kenyatta University.
Apart from
that
Jomo
is actually
Kenyatta
leading.
University.
We have the likes of what? ZTech maybe? They're also working on things? Are they?
I'm not aware, but
they not?
I'm not aware, no.
Okay.
It's only Jomo Kenyatta University.
Yeah,
Maybe
they're
in
quite big on
conjunction-
research. Yeah.
In conjunction with Cooperative University, I saw they were having something like that. So we are looking a way of bringing knowledge and taking our young people to go gain knowledge abroad so that they can come with the knowledge and help grow our different sectors. Because I've also found that even when it comes to issues of employment, the sector, the employable sector, they're highly interested in people who have gotten education abroad.
Which is interesting, and that's the next point that I really want us to talk about. Because if you look at our education system, for a very long time, people have been complaining that graduates do not actually fit the job market. And that has actually led to what we're seeing as a ballooning unemployed number of young men and women. So if you take someone to go and study abroad, how then will they be able to see what is happening in the job market? As a layman, I would think if someone studied here locally, does internship locally, will be able to have a better understanding of the market, if it's marketing, if it's journalism, if it's law, whatever the career path that the person may take. So if he does, for example, attachment or internship within the local institutions, and he studies locally, taught by local people, he'll be able to grasp the market better. So if he comes into my company, then he comes with greater value. So what is the opportunity that studying abroad provides, which helps this person to come and add value to the local market?
Let me ask you, how many students do you think usually get opportunity to get even internship and attachment after when they're waiting for graduation? It's
By and
something
large,
that is
isn't it?
very, very difficult.
Yes.
I can tell you it's very, very difficult, and maybe you have to know somebody. And if you don't know somebody, you might take a long time in
Even if you know somebody, sometimes it really takes a lot of time.
Yeah. So it's a tiresome journey. So for those people who have gone to study abroad, which are at a very minimal percentage, usually they do come immediately after graduation because they want to stay in the country to gain the knowledge and also to understand the market, where, according to whatever they've studied. But after a period of time, you know, you can't stay somewhere forever. We have seen so many people here in Kenya, so many businesses which have been in operation being opened by people who went abroad. They went and studied, and now they've come back home to launch the knowledge that they studied abroad.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in other words, you mean basically studying abroad gives them more exposure?
Yeah, it's more exposure.
But again, how much time do they take to reintegrate back into the Kenyan business or working force or working environment?
I think where integration might be to a student as difficult is abroad than being back.
Really, especially given the cultural issues. Because I remember watching a podcast just the other day, and this person was saying, who's Kenyan, who went abroad, studied abroad, worked abroad, and then came back to Kenya. And he said one of the biggest cultural issues or differences that he has seen is, for example, expressing disappointment. Say, expressing disappointments, for example, where he used to be, he would shout, and he'll be seen as this guy is venting.
Yes.
He's just fine. He's within his space. And after that, he'll come back and we'll have a conversation, we'll talk. But again, so when he does the same here,
back home,
then it's taken on a different light altogether. To an extent, so he said, every employee he brings on board, as one of the orientation meetings, he'll tell them, listen, occasionally I will shout. Occasionally, I may raise my voice. But it's because where I am from, it is acceptable. So we are kind of used to that. You know? So that basically forms the foundation of my question. How long does it take for them to reintegrate back into the workforce or the working society or culture into this country?
You know, according to my understanding, these are students who have gone abroad to study.
Yeah.
And they have gone to integrate in a different culture. And they have surpassed that culture. Because for a period, if you are gone for masters for 2 years, for a country where you have to study maybe a language, for example, let me say about Poland or Russia or Belgium, where they have different languages.
Yeah.
You know, for such a student to integrate within 2 years to study the language and also to understand the job market, then he comes back home. I don't see any difficulty for him or her, because he has just only gone for 2 years.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense.
compare,
That makes sense. If it's that short period.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about maybe 6, 7 years, maybe 4 years undergrad, 2 years post-grad, maybe another 2 years masters, and maybe 2 or 3, 4 years of working. So I'm looking at an average of around what, 7 to 10 years, and then
For
they
the
come
people
back.
who are born, maybe there are migrants who are born the other side, integrating back home might be difficult for them. But for just a student like you and I, just going for 2 to 3 years,
That's
then
easier.
coming back,
That's
it's not
easier.
that difficult.
Okay. Still under the same pretext, how do you train these people to integrate into the society? Do you take them through a training to understand cultural differences, to understand weather, language, situational differences? Do you really help these people so that when a student lives here, at least he has some background knowledge of how these people are likely to treat me, how the weather is likely to be, what are the cultures, what are the norms of these people? Do you do such trainings?
Yeah, we usually have orientation where students are being taken through for those people who have succeeded getting admission from different countries. For example, those who are going to German to study in German. You know, for those people who are going to study in English master's courses, German also offer master's courses in English. So orientation to them might not be that difficult. But for those people who are going undergrad, they are highly being advised to study German language at least until B2, so that it might be of assistance to them when they are on the other side in issues of integration, issues of at least communication here and there, because there are some courses which they might be taught in German too, to enable you get an opportunity even after, we call them after work, after class, you can go and work in here and there. There are some organizations that you must have at least the knowledge of the German language, or whether it is Spanish, depending on the country where you have gone to. So I don't think it's that difficult, but we usually do have an opportunity to take them through, and after we have taken them through, then the university on the other side usually also give them an opportunity to market them around the university, to take them around the university.
Familiarize themselves.
To familiarize around the university and what they should do and what they should not do, and also to connect them muchly with the international recruitment agencies in charge of the university. So
recruitment agencies in terms of what now? Because they've gone there to study by and large.
We call them International Relation Department.
Okay.
Yes.
So that in case they have issues, they can always...
they can go to that office.
And I'd like to assume in this one, then you are really working closely with the government and the government agencies in that matter.
Yes, yes.
Because, I mean, I'd like to assume, so if God forbid, worst case scenario, if something happens to that student while they're abroad, so how do they go about it?
Once the students on what, maybe on health-wise, or... once the students has left our hand, is already in the hands of the university. We are no longer associated, but we can have a conversation on what can be done, but it's fully in the hands of the university that he went to study.
But at least you also just keep tabs and keep in touch, right? That's amazing. Now, talk of now you've been in the market for, you've said, 3 years.
Yeah.
So how many students have you taken so far?
57.
57 in 3 years. Yeah. What are some of the courses that you've really connected these people, and in which countries?
Yeah. We have taken at least 10 students to Poland. Some have gone to study logistic. There's one of the universities that is offering logistic. Some have gone to study business management, some project management, and others have gone to study computer science. And most of the students have also decided to go and study nursing. And mostly IT.
That is in Poland and which other country?
Poland, Portugal. Portugal we have taken 2. Then we have also recruited others towards Canada and at least some few in the United States of America.
On average, how much does it cost for
a student? Depending on the country. But for, I can say for the Poland, because among the countries, all the countries that we have worked with, Poland is a bit cheaper. A year school fee can be from 400,000 going upward, depending on the course, and also depending on the university.
But at least a minimum of 400,000 for the whole year?
Yeah.
And that does include accommodation and transport and all that?
Minus.
Accommodation and transport.
Yeah.
So accommodation, you fika pale and then unajipanga kivyako pale.
Before tufike pale utakuwa ushaanza kujipanga hapa, because before you are given the visa, they have to know that you are able to go and take care of yourself the other side. So I've seen others using around 2.5 to enable you get the visa, but sometimes you can't use the entire amount of money. So
what are the qualifications for someone to get
qualifications? Just there are some universities that are accepting D+, but majorly it's just from C- going upward. Yeah.
And does it matter the year of graduation?
No. Though the year of graduation matters when it comes to when you are leveling towards master's degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it has to be a specific period.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really interesting. And we are due right now for first break right here on JamiaTV. When we come back, we'd like to hear more on the success stories. Do they keep in touch with those people that they have taken abroad? Do they keep in touch with them? And if yes, what is the feedback? And if in case you want to also be part of them, how do you go about it? And also, last but not least, what are some of the challenges? I'd not let him go until he tells me what he thinks about the Kenyan education system. This and much more after the break.
JamiaTV, beacon for the nation.
Abu Najma with Kids is where all kids come for stories.
Our story is about the Arabs then.
Stories that educate.
What do we call this in Arabic? Boys. 3,000 for boys. Clap for boys.
Stories of Deen and Dunya.
A camel tells the host, "Hey, I am strong. I can go very far away." And the host says, "I am faster than you." And they fight.
And making it more fun, we introduce.
Okay, what's my name? So it's Najma with the
more fun facts.
Rice is baris and baris is rice. Say, rice is baris and baris is rice.
Come learn and enjoy.
Muharram. And then Safar, Rabiul Awwal, Rabiul Thani. These are the months in Islam.
Abu Najma with Kids.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون.
Enyi mlioamini, munapoitwa kuhudhuria swala ya Ijumaa, fanyeni haraka kuikimbilia, muache biashara zenu, hilo ni bora ikiwa mwelewa.
Isikilizeni kwa umakinifu khutba ya Ijumaa
ili uzidi kujenga imani yako na kupata faida nyingi ya siku hii.
Coming to you every Friday from Jamia Mosque Nairobi.
Live on JamiaTV.
Kuna faida gani twapata tukimjua Mtume sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
nabii mwenye ushawishi mkubwa duniani?
Tukizikwa tukitiwa kaburini, tutaulizwa haya maswali matatu: man rabbuk, ma dinuk, man nabiyuk.
Sheikh Jamaluddin anakupa simulizi.
Huwezi kumpenda mtu usiyemjua
na kutambua sunna zake,
lakini ukimjua na ukimtambua Mtume Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, mapenzi yako yatazidi.
Ufahamu Rasulullah, familia na maswahaba wake. Tazama sira ya Mtume kila Jumatatu saa 1 jioni
kwenye Jamia TV.
بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Kwa kusoma Qur'an ni lazima isomwe namna ilivyoteremshwa. Asema Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, warattilil Qur'ana tartila, uwe ni mwenye kusoma Qur'ani namna ilivyoteremka. Asema Dhihaki rahimahullahu ta'ala, harfan harfa, kuisoma herufi baada ya herufi. Na ni vipi tuisoma Qur'ani?
Jamia TV, beacon for the nation.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to live Real Talk right here on Jamia TV. I thought I said Horizon TV. Welcome back to Live Real Talk right here on Jamia TV, your #1 Islamic TV station right here in 254, spreading its wings all the way to Zambia, Congo, Uganda, Tanzania, Uganda, to mention Barafi, and all over the world through our digital platforms. Karibu, karibu, karibu sana. And you're talking about studying abroad. Is this something you've thought about? Is this something you've always considered? Is this something you want to try? This is your chance. This is where you have that conversation to see how do you start, where do you start, and how do you go about it. But Brian, so before the break we spoke at length about the matter, we spoke about the processes, we spoke about the job market integration, we spoke about the training, familiarization, and actually basically just ensuring that these candidates that you're picking, you're taking there, they have enough expectations, or rather the right expectations when they get there. So my challenge would be, is it always 100% as you expect? Like, for example, you give someone the orientation here, they get there and it happens as they expect, or must they always come up with complaints? And if yes, how do you handle them?
We have had so many, you know, us as an agency, we are here to connect you with the institution.
Ah, okay. So you guys are just an agent.
Yeah, after us connecting you with the institution, that the bigger chunk is on you as a student.
Okay.
You go represent yourself in the class and study. But we have had occasions where students, when they are traveling from Kenya, they have a mentality that they just want to reach the other side.
Yeah.
Then once the other side, then they disappear.
Like
they have different, they have different ambitions.
They call it you keep chugging.
So we have had a conversation where some students disappear. Some students focus so much in work than study, so they misperform in a class. So we have so as ours, you know, we are this side. We just have to have gathering and counseling with them. But the person who have to make 100% decision which side where he wants his studies to go is the student.
Yeah. So these are some of the challenges that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Again, so I cannot tell you off the hook before you tell me what you think about our education system, because we have tried to see. So years ago, growing up, we saw a lot of people glorifying the education abroad, saying that it really trains people and makes them ready for the job market. So the government, having learned that, the previous administration came up with what they call the CBC, the competence-based curriculum, which then has morphed into CBE. And the whole idea was to try and replicate what the first worlds and the second worlds of this globe are doing, the first world countries rather, and the second world countries of this world are doing, to try and see how do they train people to be ready for the job market. So what do you think of our education system locally, having now operating in the industry?
What I can say about it, our education system is not that bad, but our education system, I think the people who are supposed to be handling the system, they have just left it. They have not attended to it 100%.
What do you mean exactly by that?
In terms of the support, in terms of financial, because I was having a conversation with one of the universities in Norway, where one of the lecturers was telling me that towards them, the government fully sponsored everything, whether it is research, whether it is what, and the funny thing is that you will fund them funding our students to do for them the research.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. So now that is the painful thing. Instead of us investing, our government investing in research within our country, other countries are investing in research and taking the best from ours and taking towards their country to help them do whatever they want to do the other side. So that is the painful thing. The second one, you know what I've found with the education system abroad is that if the parent starts knowing what the kid wants from the lower level. If you want to be a footballer, you will be given an opportunity to start studying that football education from a younger age. So you grow with it. But when you come to the African education system, as a child, you are being taught so many things, which at the end of the day, you only need only one thing, kuchomoka nje.
But don't you think that is good in terms of opening someone's mindset and having a global or a better or a wider perspective on items, on issues rather?
You know, if you are competing, because you know we are here competing right now. You are offering somebody who knows everything, but on the other side, he or she is competing with a person who has just studied only one thing for him to excel. For example, people are studying IT right now in the United States of America. Somebody started studying when he's young, like right now China. The kids are being taught on how to make the AI, to train AI, how to make the robots. They're being trained from a younger age. So for a student like me right now, I'm studying robotic, let me say science. I will be just studying the theory part. I hope you understand the theory part. But the knowledge that I will be having and the knowledge that this kid will be having, we won't be on the same level. Because he has studied it from the young, amezoea kutoka utotoni mpaka amekuwa mkubwa. But sasa now you uko tu hapo katikati.
Umekuja kuchukulia at the later stage. So basically he has a more competitive advantage more than you.
How do you think about that?
I think it's fairly good, but still, this is just my point of view. My point of view, have you had the proverbial, they say, a jack of all trades and a master of none?
If you can compare
But again, now the last part of that statement that a lot of people literally don't speak or don't say that part is, but being... Basically, I've forgotten the exact words, but basically they say being someone who is knowledgeable on many things is better than someone who's just narrow-minded and fixated on one thing. In my opinion, I think you become more valuable in that way.
Can I give you an example?
Please do.
Your president, doctor.
Yes.
He's knowledgeable in everything.
No, he's not knowledgeable.
Knowledgeable because you will find him. He's the Minister of Health. He's the Minister of Education. He's
not
the
necessarily. There are ministers in all those documents.
He's knowledgeable in everything. But if you see the results, does it match?
Not necessarily. Okay. So here's the thing. A jack of all trades is better than a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. A jack of all trades
is better
than
than
a master of none. Right? But oftentimes better than a master of one.
Okay.
So basically you have 10 things that you have 40% knowledge of. Than having one item and you have, let's say, 80% knowledge of one.
Now, For example, the 844,
Yes.
where we were being taught, if you can remember,
Yes.
art and craft,
Yes.
home science,
Yes.
that one was the best.
Exactly the point.
After that, I don't know what happened because it now became to people were competing to pass exams. You know, now there is where now we are having half-baked students because you are just there cramming to pass, but not mastering.
But again,
in the university.
one thing you've mentioned very clearly, which is very important. You say that at the end of the day, it depends on the student, right? So it's that student who decides, especially at the university level or college level, that I'm going to study to pass exams or I'm going to study to understand. I mean, in primary and high school, with the pressures that we get, everything makes sense. But, you see, personally, I'm a product of 844. And a number of things that I come across right now, I read, or you come across information through discussions, through observations, and it's something that if you trace back to the 844, it really makes sense. So basically, it makes you not necessarily a master of one, but at least you have an idea on a couple of items, which then exposes you to have more opportunities and more shots at life. You don't think so?
Like you as a product of 844,
yes,
there are things you can do,
yes,
compared with a person who did not do, cannot be compared with a person who did not do 844. For example, we are having men right now who cannot cook, but I know you can cook.
Exactly.
Because you are taught home science.
Yeah.
You can just take sindano na uzi ushona.
Yeah, no, stitch kidogo kama kitu kimeharibika.
Yeah. But we are having lazy wasai, they can't do that. Chochote kiharibika shapeleka kwa fundi hii hawezi ama anatupa. So the holder system, to me, it was the best. But where it changed, where now we started competing, is where we destroyed our education. Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Now, what then would be your message to the government on that matter?
My message is that the government should invest more in education, invest in the tutors. Our teachers should be trained well. They should be emotional. You know, when the government pays you well, you will offer your services also well. Then after investing well, and the government should also invest, I think we should borrow some little chunk of little knowledge, whatever, why is education succeeding abroad, but in other countries, but it's not succeeding here. To me, I could advise them to bring more technology in education right now, because we're in a world of technology, which if this technological era just lived you within one year, then you will be left behind.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, AI is growing every single day. I promise you.
Between a tick of an eye, we were DeepSeek, ChatGPT.
Yes.
Before we slept, before you turn to the other side, we
went
are
to
now
banana, went to nano,
it keeps on revolving.
Yes.
But do you know that Kenya, we are still behind?
I think right now we're in nano, right?
Yeah, we are nano.
Yeah, nano. It's called nano.
Yeah. Things are running very fast. So me, the only thing that I can advise the government and the Minister of IT, they should catch up with the change in technology.
Someone said something very interesting. He said, so Kenyans are too fast for the government.
Too fast for the government?
Yes, they say Kenyans are too fast for the government. He said, Kenyans, we would rush, do something, practice it, continue with it, and then the government would think of policies later. So the government is always playing catch-up game.
I think the problem that we are having is that our policymakers are at a sleep. Because Kenya does not have, which kind of policy do we have? You know what I loved during Kibaki time? We had the Vision 2030. It was a policy which the government had for a period of 30 years.
But don't you think it's the same blueprint that
is
being
used with
successive
governments? The others that were changed, the others that were dropped, which are not being followed.
But the foundation is the same, right?
The foundation is the same, but I'm saying each and every government comes with different policy. You cannot just keep on changing policy each and every time. I hope you are getting me. If you can remember, there's a time Prime Minister Musalia Mudavadi was, I think it was in China, and they were having a conversation with one of a very big businessman in China, and that person said that the problem with Kenya is that Kenya do not have a strong policy. The policy keeps on changing. You know, when you keep on changing the goalposts, today you are here, tomorrow you are on the other side.
It's a problem.
It's a problem, yeah.
I mean, I'd like to understand, from my point of view, where I see things, I see the operations changing, but the foundation is the same. So there may be a challenge in communication. For example, if you see part of the Vision 2030, one of the key pillars was universal healthcare.
Yeah.
So universal healthcare is the foundation and the objective we want to achieve. So through that, then the previous administration had projects like Linda Mama, they beefed up NHIF, and they did all that thing, whatever. All that to try and boost UHC. Right now, this government is trying to have Shashif, right?
Total confusion.
I don't want to comment on that at this point in time.
No, yes,
I'd like to have Waziri. Honorable Eden Duale, a very good friend of mine. Waziri, kuja hapa tuongee mambo ya SHA very soon. So, but then he was actually the chief guest when you were rebranding from Jamia, from Horizon to Jamia.
That's great.
Yeah, he's a good friend, and I'm sure he's watching right now. So, Mheshimiwa, nafaa tupange bwana kuja kwa kiti tuongee
akuja fundishe watu people to understand.
Si ndio?
Yeah, hii kitu ya SHA mara Taifa Health, I don't know what. Even
Taifa Care, then there's SHA, then there's SHIF, yeah?
Yeah.
Very important. Mheshimiwa, we need to do that very soon. Anyway, I'll actually send him a text. So, right now, this administration has come up with the Taifa Care, there's SHA, and then there's SHIF. All that's to achieve what? UHC.
UHC, yeah.
So when we're talking about policy changing, I really see if there's anything, it's just people trying to be fluid in terms of operations, but to achieve the same objective, in my opinion. Another thing is on matters to do with, let's say, education, right? To address unemployment, the education has to be up to par. So the previous administration came up with the CBC and CBE, and this administration is actually pushing and propelling that agenda still. Why? To continue with the same objective of addressing unemployment among the youth, right? By training people who are ready for the job market. So by and large, in my opinion, as I said, I think it's the processes, it's the operationals, the SOPs that change. But the policies, by and large, I think they remain the same. In my opinion, I don't know. Maybe you can weigh in on that as well.
You know, when it comes to issues of fighting unemployment in Kenya.
Yeah.
Unemployment is not only about education.
Yeah.
Unemployment is also about policy, about taxation. There's no investor who will come to a country where tax policy keeps on changing. Today is 12, the next year is 13, the following years, because their main aim is to make profit. So if they found that Kenya they can't make a profit, they will run to the nearest country, like maybe our neighbors Tanzania or Uganda, where their tax policy is steady, but it's not at that high towards them, not minimizing them, not getting the profit that they look for. So to me, if we are only looking towards education as a way of fighting employment, then we are going to get it wrong. We also need to fight other areas. Like we need to have a tax system that is steady. It can.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that will allow investors to come and invest.
Yeah, speaking
and
like
conducive environment.
Yeah, speaking like a businessman, that's a problem. Yes, our tax, Mr. President, our tax policies, man, something needs to change with that. We need consistency. We need stability, man. Hapo umegonga ndipo. On tax, I agree with you. On taxes, it's a big problem. Speaking as a businessman, things are dry, man.
Even on the ground, young people are opening businesses. They're being told, go and open business. They don't have the knowledge of understanding our tax system. Mtu amefungua biashara, after 1 year, anadaiwa na KRA huge amount of money kwa sababu hakuelewa, hakufundishwa. So our KRA tax authority should also, I don't know how they will do it, but they should liaise with the educational institution. Waanze kufundisha watu about taxes from school level. Watu waanze kuelewa. Things like that.
That's really interesting. That's really interesting. So basically your view on the education system is that something needs to change.
Something needs to change.
And the thing that needs to change is the policy makers, they need to sober up, learn about the education system, borrow from abroad, and see how they can stabilize
and
the
even
system.
The policy makers should also change. Because if you graduated with a master's, let me say bachelor degree, 10 years ago, that bachelor degree, the knowledge that you achieved by then has now changed.
Things have changed.
It has changed. You need to go and upgrade yourself towards maybe gaining masters or even PhD.
That's true.
But you will find our policy makers, we have people who graduated 30 or 20 years ago, and that still people are standing for the policy.
Right, 2027 is coming, man. What are you waiting for, bro? Be the change you want to see, man.
I retired from politics. I don't want anything.
Be the change you want to see outside there. Okay, so that's your message to the government. What's your message to the parents outside there who are watching this show tonight? I want you to face this camera and talk to the parents back at home. What is your message to the parents back at home?
Yeah, my message to parents is that study abroad is investment.
Yeah.
Study abroad is it's a long-term investment, and if there's any parent that is much able financially that he or she can take a child or his child to go and study abroad, then it's a dream that that parent should not look away from. It's a dream that he should look to. He should look for always. And also study abroad does not mean that you have to pay school fee 100%. There's also other opportunities that are available towards people who are going to study abroad, like scholarships. Do students, Kenyan students, know that right now the Hungarian scholarship is open? Do they even know about the Commonwealth scholarship? Do they know about other scholarships? There are a lot of opportunities, like United States of America. Universities are offering scholarships each and every day. So it's not a must that a parent has to pay his or her earned money. But once they have the information that they want, and those information are available online, they can go to our offices or other agencies' offices just to seek advices. If I don't have enough money, which other route can my child use to go and study abroad? And also there are also other organizations that I don't want to name them here, which are offering loans, most of for master students who are going to study abroad, like the United States of America and Canada. You just choose a course. Let me say the course that you want to go and study is, they call it, the course have to be mathematics, engineering, IT, and they will fund you the entire course duration, even accommodation. Then you, after finalizing, you pay them back. We have one called Manpower and others, Prodigy and others. They do that. But most of our students and most of Kenyans do not know that information is available.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Information is really powerful, bro.
Yes.
What about the students now, finally, as you're wrapping up this show? What about the students? What's your message to the students who are watching you right now?
If there's any student who want to go and study abroad, you need to start planning yourself earlier. You need to have your transcript ready. There are those other countries which you need to do your document authentication, where you have to go to the Ministry of Education here in Kenya. Then you take your documentation again to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Then you take the same documents again to the embassy of the country where you want to travel to go and study to. For example, if you want to go and study to Poland, you do that. United States of America, you also do that. You also need to do more research in the course that you want to go and study, and also have a long-term plan, because I've seen students where somebody want to go and study project management. Then once he has already landed the other side, then he changes the course again. So you find him confusing him or herself, because I think maybe the short advices, the short things people are getting here online sometimes tend to confuse our young people. So once they prepare their documents well, finances will be able to assist them if they want application, will be able to assist them, visa guidance and everything. People have been getting rejection, and these are the causes of rejection. You will find a student, he did not graduate, and now he's going for, River Road. Anaenda River Road, anakuja na certificates, na hizo certificates anataka apply nayo abroad. Now this are easily detectable to the embassy, ama fake bank statement, things like that. You will get rejected.
That's impressive. My brother, thanks so much. Asante sana. Thanks so much for your time. Thanks so much for coming through and sharing your wisdom and the knowledge about your institution.
Asante sana.
Asante sana. God bless you. I'll start with the point that he just finalized with, about people changing courses halfway. I mean, I've seen a couple of people. So I've seen a couple of people who actually started their study in one line, and then in the middle of it, they tried to change their career path. It's okay, it's fine. Life is all about taking risks. Life is all about moving, changing, trying to see. But at least before you take one line, just do your proper research. Do proper research. If possible, get mentors within that field. You want to study journalism, for example, you go to a media house, say, you know what, I want to volunteer, not necessarily get an internship, I want to volunteer. So the moment you volunteer, then you get to understand how does a media house work. If you want to be a print journalist, if you want to be an editor, want to be a broadcaster, what exactly then will your future be like? That will help you make a decision to see if this is the kind of life I want, if this is what I really want for my life from now moving forward. It will be very important for you to be a doctor. Get a medical facility, go and volunteer. Get a doctor from the community. Attach yourself with him or her. Volunteer at the end of the day and see how will your life be like if you decide to choose that career path. Then you make that decision. But basically do proper research before you proceed and make a decision and start any career journey. That is very, very, very important. And while at it, remember that education is the greatest equalizer. We've seen people moving from grass, from basically nobodies to heroes in their communities, and Allah opened doors for them through education. So education is the greatest equalizer. Thank you so much for keeping it live, Real Talk, right here on JamiaTV. My name is Faisal Qasim, and see you when I see you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.